Late Stage Yapitalism.
Welcome to Late Stage Yapitalism, a podcast where we each pick a topic and we talk about it. I'm Nico.
Dash.
Stanley.
And today's first topic is...
Nico.
It's me.
First topic.
I'm coming with a bit of an experiment for this topic.
Oh shit, wait, hang on, sorry, I need to close the window.
Technical difficulties here. We're in Desh's mansion.
Yeah.
And he is closing the windows because we're hearing his friends in the pool. We're hearing Desh's.
We're hearing the pour below.
We're hearing the pour below. We're hearing the staff in the pool. We're hearing the champagne.
The staff are in the pool.
Yeah, the staff are in the pool.
You gotta get him.
You gotta wrangle your staff.
No, it's a party today.
Oh, your staff are his staff are on a break.
Yeah.
So.
You let them have breaks.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
Champagne liberal. Okay, so my theme's a bit of a social experiment. People say that queer people, or members of the LGBTQ community, walk faster than straight people. So what I'd like to do is I'd like for us to rate ourselves from 0 to 10, queerness-wise, from straight to completely fluid. And then we will go and we will walk a certain distance and we will measure how long it takes us and we will see if our queerness rate matches our walking times. So that is what I propose.
That's a great idea.
So to begin with, we have to give a rating over a level of queerness.
Yeah.
And can you tell me, for benefit of our listeners, viewers, and myself, what is the queerness scale?
Well, there is an official one, but it's more about like gayness.
Okay.
So I don't think that applies to our case.
So tell me
my scale is like 0 is straight. No thoughts, no ifs.
No thoughts.
No ifs, ands, or buts. You're
like single masculine like brain cell.
Smooth-brained.
Yeah,
Smooth-brained,
smooth brain.
Lobotomized.
Straight,
that is
basically.
Straight, yes.
Okay.
And I'm saying that negatively, and if you feel that way, that is how I mean it, take it. So that's the 0.
What the fuck?
And then it goes all the way to the 10, which is like fluid in the sense that there's no real preference gender-wise of any sort when it comes to like even considerations of non-binary or transness, like completely fluid. Do we want to proceed?
Yeah.
Who feels like going on a limb?
I think on the queerness scale, I'd be around a 6 or 7.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, 6 or 7. I think there's definitely limits, but I'm into all sorts. Yeah.
I think, it's obviously ever evolving, but I think I'm around 9, 10.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So very fluid, very open to things, basically.
Yeah.
I think I'm probably about 5, maybe a 6.
5 or 6.
Ooh, so you guys are gonna be competing.
I think for me, it's really just because I'm quite open-minded to it. Like, I'm in a relationship, obviously, but like, I think for me, it's very sort of like, I don't pay too much heed to like sexuality when it comes to like interests and stuff like that. So I think I am more on that end, but I'm also not as fluid as like you, for example, in the way I feel about myself and my identity. So I think I'm probably somewhere in the maybe like a 4.
Gotcha.
Maybe like a 4.
So we've got a 4 for Desh.
Yeah.
We've got a 6 or a 7 for Stan.
Let's go with a 7.
7 for Stan, and I'll also round up. I'll go at 10 for me.
Okay.
And I guess we'll prove it on the field.
Field research.
All right. So we're outside. We found a location to shoot. We got this tree right here. And then we're gonna go all the way to that tree right there. Next tree up. Yeah. Let's do this.
Stan.
3, 2, 1, go. .95 seconds.
Hey.
Desh.
Ready, set, go.
.55. Whoa, look at that.
Nico.
1, go. 6.94 seconds.
just as an added experiment, we're doing a race.
We think it's a better way to add competition to see how accurate the results are.
I think this will be more like a real life situation because we're actually walking with other people, right?
Yeah. Everyone
We're on the line.
All right, okay.
Ready, set, go.
And I am the queerest of them all. It is confirmed. Dash, you put on a good fight, bro. That's good. Damn, son. Sam's hangover is really coming out to play. All right, and we're back from our little social experiment. Similar numbers for you guys. It was around 8 seconds each.
Yeah, 8 points.
And I kind of wiped you on that one, low key.
Yeah,
Little bit.
6.92.
Yeah.
You were competitive from the get-go.
Yeah.
I went in hot.
Yeah, you went in.
And then Desh proposed a race to see if the competitiveness would stimulate something else.
Queerness.
And it did.
Stimulate queerness.
It brought out Desh's queerness. It really did.
Yeah, it did. It was a tight race though. Alright, peace town.
Yeah, I did not do too well. I could try and blame it on the hangover, and I will. So I will succeed defeat, but I want to reapproach this at another date. Because I think we would be bad scientists if we just took this research and
Of
didn't
course.
try and peer review it.
I mean, I'm going to peer review this. It's going to be in like the first publishing of Nature. 3 guys prove queerness theory.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We've got connects with Nature magazines and science magazines, especially due to Desh's stature in the world of academia. So we've got connections there ready to go.
We also have many connections with queer people, so we will be getting more data with adding more people in. We also have a few connection with some straight people, so we can get a bit of.
Unfortunately, yes.
We can get some ulterior views on
We
this.
do not hate any kind of person. This is not a straight hating channel or podcast. Please do not tune away.
Hey, you
do
do
not be
you.
dissuaded.
You do you.
You do.
You.
I have an interesting opinion on the result of the race.
Yeah, go
actually.
ahead.
Well, now arguably I said, what was it, 4? I think I said was my queerness
Yes,
rating.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so obviously kind of low on the low end of that scale. But if you notice, like obviously when we did the race, if we accept that Stan's was impeded today by his hangover, let's say that you were kind of close there. It was like a non-result really.
Yes.
But then when we did the competition, it's like, ooh, it got a little bit more spicy.
Yes.
Surely it is more heteronormative to be incredibly competitive. What do you think of that take?
That's an interesting take.
I don't know if I agree with it.
Heteronormative or more in line with societal expectations to be like, if I'm more masculine leading, which I am obviously, it's a competition, I gotta take it seriously.
I think it's interesting.
What do you think of that take?
I agree with that, but I also think being like the element of queerness maybe I don't know, it pushes you to like exceed, to prove your worth in like an environment that maybe discounts your worth. So maybe it pushes you to be better since you're already at odds, like at a different type of starting point.
My view on your take is the heteronormative thing to would just be running. I think it would be more of a questioning why are you just trying to walk fast when you could just run.
You could just run, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
However, that's not the case. I want to be walking fast to get through the city.
You want to strut.
I want to strut.
Not to draw a parallel between these things necessarily, but obviously being a person of color as well, there's a certain element of not being the same or feeling like you're not, you don't belong, or you need to always prove yourself, prove your worth, all that stuff. However, I do think that in this instance, I just wanted to beat Nico.
I could tell.
There was no other motivation there.
Yeah, this kicked in.
It wasn't informed by my identity or my ideology. It was informed by the pure need to just come out on top.
I'm gonna be honest. That sounds so gay.
You literally wanted to talk to me.
Maybe I just found out a bit more about myself.
Yeah, I think it's a bit higher than a 4.
Yeah.
And just to give, some context, because not everyone might know about the theory itself. I think it stems from the fact that a lot of queer people feel like they need to walk quicker in cities to not be harassed or not be approached. And that might be an element as to why queer people tend to walk faster. And then also because they want to I don't know. There's a certain like get to where you want to get to, and like strutting element like of confidence in your walk.
I can see there being like truth in that theory, in that basis. Do you know if there's been any like peer-reviewed studies or anything like that, or is it just sort of like a urban legend that sort of needs some validation, really?
I mean, I looked online, and I don't know if there's like scientific evidence, but there is a discourse about it.
There's a discourse, yeah.
Let's have a look at the discourse.
Let's see. Do queer people walk faster? In Are Gay on Reddit.
That's not a bad place to be.
I'm just stating the facts here. Is it a stereotype that gay people walk faster than straight people? Someone writes, and this is the best comment I'd say, absolutely, it's also true. So it's a stereotype, but it is also correct. I do find myself constantly overtaking people and passive-aggressively sighing when I can't get around someone. I 100% do that all the time.
I mean, I like I don't know if the truth is considered a stereotype or not, because that's like a negative aspect to it. Like, is it a stereotype, of gay people, of queer people? Is
True.
it like a stereotype?
You could just say it's the truth and not give it that connotation, right?
Yeah.
I've never heard this one. I do walk faster because I'm 6'3". This guy's just trying to flex.
Oh, he's just fucking bragging. Okay.
It's
Come
the
on,
place to
bro.
be, though. Are gay? You wanna
Yeah.
flex a bit.
True. And someone commented, tall gay. Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah,
Facts.
33 upvotes.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, it's great.
Someone writes, I walk fast. In fact, there was this time a few weeks ago, I was behind these women in a store and passed them as quickly as possible because they were walking painfully slow. I thought of this as a demonstration of how gay I am because they were walking in that way that caused part of the butt to move up while the other side moved down, which is literally just hip motion, isn't it? But I didn't care about looking at that. I just wanted to pass them up so I could walk my gay fast pace. So this person went on a
That's
whole
a
like
weird anecdotal,
psychological
Wait,
analysis.
what are you trying to say there? I mean, from the few that we have read, I see that there are no scientific bases for any of these.
I think we're going to be the first scientific analysis
I
of
don't know
it.
for a good.
I think you become a scientist as soon as you do some science.
No, that's fine. I don't know for a good data set. It's like 3 people.
Oh no, we'll get more.
We
This
need-
is
we
the
need a bigger
start
data
of this.
set.
This is going to be a recurring thing.
And this
we will
is
find new people to test.
This is a call to action. If you are our friend or acquaintance and you would like to come on the podcast and show your chops, give us a little strut, and we'll see. We'll see how you rank in our walking ranking. If you want to join us, well, we'll just make a list of all the times, and have a good time.
Yeah.
Have a little strut.
Hit us up in the comments.
Hit us up in the comments.
Can I just say, the factual basis for this is so weak, and so
What do you mean?
It's such a big urban legend, though.
we didn't really look at how long the distance was. We didn't actually take note of we should have done multiple runs to see
It was
if
a
the results were
preliminary study,
consistent.
man. It was just like getting the bit. There was a set distance.
My
We don't know
suggestion
how.
is we involve a scientist. We
Do you know-
we
do you know-
If
convince
anyone
them.
watching,
Yeah, we convince them to join our endeavor, get them to do this, and then we release a peer-reviewed study. We'll be in the top of the. We'll be the first ones out there to debunk or prove this urban.
I'm pretty
urban
sure we're
myth.
going to prove it, but
I think that-
we got to go with science.
that level of academic commitment is commendable, but maybe not click-worthy is what I'm concerned about.
Oh, it'll get all the clicks.
It'll get all the clicks?
If it's
Oh
controversial,
yeah,
it'll get all
yeah.
the clicks.
We'll make it.
How's it going to be controversial, though?
Breaking news: result finds that walking speed related more to a general health and physique of individual than queerness.
I don't think that's controversial.
I don't think that's true.
Yes.
And there you have it, folks.
Yes.
If you'd like to see this come to pass, follow us. Click the subscribe button.
Put on your jogging shoes and put your times in the comments. I mean, you don't know the distance we walked, but try, I don't know, imagine it. Shall we move on to the next topic then? What are we saying?
Second topic.
Okay. So I have a topic.
Nice. That's good to know.
I'm so sorry.
Alright, are we
that was
done?
really
Yeah,
bad.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay, I've got a news story.
Okay, yeah.
I saw it this last week, and it's just very troubling. So I want to share it and get you guys
Troubling.
reviews.
I'm gonna get my troubling face on.
Yep, put your troubled face on. So, a couple went to Disney World,
Okay.
As they do.
and while eating at a restaurant there, the wife had an allergy to something in the food,
Oh, dear.
and unfortunately passed away.
Shit.
This was in 2023.
Okay.
The husband has decided to try and sue Disney World for the wrongful death of his
Okay.
wife.
Yeah.
However, Disney is trying to get the case thrown out, saying that when he signed up for a free trial of Disney Plus in 2019, in the terms and conditions, it stated that he would not be able to sue them and would instead have to take any legal action through arbitration.
Oh, I see.
I have to admit, I have heard of this story.
Oh, have you?
It's been blowing up recently.
Oh, really? I haven't heard about this yet.
It is a bit mental. So yeah, what are you guys' views on that? That terms and conditions of a website or an app can make it so you can't sue a company.
Goes to show you have to sign those terms and conditions carefully. Read
Yeah.
those thousands of pages.
Yeah.
I'm kidding, by the way. That's fucked up.
Yeah, it's so fucked up, right?
That's
I don't. It's still ongoing. They're trying to get it thrown out, but funnily enough, because they're trying to get it thrown out, it is now being spread more and more.
Yeah.
Sure.
More people are now aware of
Yeah.
it, whereas they wanted to use arbitration so it stays out of the media as much.
And sidebar, all the guy wanted was $50K.
Oh, really?
So that's
$50,000 for the wrongful death of his wife?
I've got some math for you guys. So yeah, he was asking for $50,000 for the death of his wife.
Yeah.
Obviously, there'll probably be legal fees on top of that, so it'll probably be a bit more. But anyway, let's go with that number. So $50,000, or roughly £39,000 for our English viewers. A Disney Plus subscription price, the lowest with ads, is £4.99 or $7.99.
Right.
This lawsuit equates to, at most, because those are the lowest subscription prices, you could be paying twice that, 6,258 subscribers cancelling their subscription for 1 month.
Okay.
Disney Plus has 153.6 million subscribers worldwide. 6,258 subscribers equals 0.004% of their total subscribers, rounded down. So Disney could have just paid the man and they would have saved them all this hassle.
Well,
easy PR win for them. They could have given him an extra bonus as well of like, oh, we gave him lifetime free subscription.
I understand why they would try and squash this, though, because from the perspective of the business, it's if you admit to wrongdoing, if you go to court and the court finds that you were palpable in the crime that you're being accused of, even if it's like civil court, that's a really negative thing. And other companies, another thing, it opens you up to more litigation.
It sets precedent.
It sets precedent. And so I understand the perspective of a company like Disney trying to have a terms and conditions thing to say that, like, you know, it's anything like this, if it happens, it's arbitration, all that stuff. I get it. What I don't agree with, and I don't agree with Disney doing that anyway, but what I don't agree even more, or specifically, is the fact that this was a incident that happened at Disney World, right? But then they are able to use another Disney product to absolve themselves of the litigation.
It's wild.
From 4 years ago,
Yeah.
for a 1 month free trial,
Yeah, interesting.
you sign away all rights to sue a company.
I would say that things like that won't get upheld in court.
I don't think they will either.
I think
but
they'll lose,
it's going to be very important though.
Yeah,
like
it will be,
because
yeah.
if it's just a really bad judge on that day, they could easily set a very bad precedent.
This is in America.
This is
Yeah,
America.
It's fucked. America's fucked. I mean, like, the thing is, like, in the UK, that would never happen.
No, this would be thrown out.
I feel like the business would not be able to even, like, have
No.
that as
You
a
might not even
option.
have that in the terms and
Yeah,
conditions.
exactly.
I think it would be thrown up very
Partially
quickly.
because of the EU and all their sort of privacy laws and things like that, but now that we're out of the EU...
Yeah, we'll
be a
keep
bit more careful
we'll
about
keep
that
a
stuff.
big eye on that.
What an interesting...
Yeah, it's wild, and also the thing is, I can see Disney trying to make an argument that they weren't responsible for the wrongful death. They could try and blame it on the restaurant itself, or there's many arguments they could make, which could be legitimate. The issue I have with it is this has just created such a shitstorm for them.
Yeah.
But because they're like, oh, we just don't want it in court at all,
Don't wanna throw
which
it
has
out.
made people more aware of it.
Yeah,
they
they
should
could
have just
avoid that, yeah.
let it go to court and argue their case. If they really weren't responsible, then that would be found.
I'm interested to... So, what are the details of the case? So, like, how did this happen to the person's partner or wife? Like, how did they end up dying?
So she had an allergy. She told the servers at the restaurant about it. I believe she even ordered like something a vegan dish or something, like it was very like healthy choice. But there was ingredients that she's allergic to in it. There wasn't supposed to be.
Despite her
saying
Okay.
that, like telling them that she's allergic, as well as ordering something that shouldn't have it in it anyway.
Yeah, right.
And then she's had it. She's gotten an allergic reaction. It's gotten worse, and when she's gone to hospital, she's been pronounced dead.
Right, she passed away.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a really unfortunate thing, especially considering that she did all the things that she could have done to avoid that situation as well. And like, I think the culpability is in the restaurant and the staff, and also Disney.
For sure.
You know, I mean, there was a landmark case in the UK where something like that happened. I can't remember. Can we look it up? Actually, I can't remember what it's called, but it's a change that came into effect. So I think it was like a girl, a teenager or something, passed away by eating food from like either like an airport stand or one of those like pret-a-manger type things.
Was
I can't
it
remember
in an
what it's
airport
called.
though? For sure.
No, it wasn't an airport. It's like a food allergy, and they've like actually come up with a law. Natasha's law. This is it.
Okay.
Heathrow Airport. Yeah, there you go. Pret-a-manger. Yeah, it was Pret-a-manger at a Heathrow Airport. What she thought was an allergen-free sandwich. Then she ate it, and obviously she suffered an anaphylactic reaction to it. To sesame seeds that were baked into the dough of the bread, and that was as a result of this. In the UK, venues before this in 2021, before this law came to effect, food places that prepared food on site didn't have a requirement by law to have allergens on the actual packaging. The reason why I bring this up is that this could be potentially a landmark case, depending on how it goes and what happens with the Disney thing. Again, I have no idea about American law. It could be all fucky for all I know, right? Like, who knows how wild west of a situation it is in America regarding this stuff. In the UK, as a result of this tragedy happening, now everywhere it's clearly labelled. And they can't not have it on the label.
I think that's brings up another point about why this is so shitty of Disney is the court cases aren't always just to make them pay, but to try and make things safer overall. So if they are trying to just get this out of court, right? It's like awareness of it. Yeah, if they just push this down to like just arbitration, no one knows about it. It goes, but clearly, whether it's Disney's fault, the restaurant's fault, whoever's fault, there's clearly a problem there.
Yeah.
Because this food got contaminated when it shouldn't have.
Yeah.
So
I think it's as simple as that.
Yeah. So the courts need to be aware of it. So then they hopefully can, even if they don't find Disney in the wrong here, they could at least find a way to prevent this thing in the future.
It's wider interest, right? Like, to prevent this kind of thing from happening again, which is what these guys, like in Natasha's law, for example, they advocated for, is to prevent this from happening again.
Well, it wasn't a smart decision on Disney's part, reputation-wise, because if they were trying to like contain the spreading of this information, they did just the opposite by
which is hilarious.
By denying them that they could have just it could have been a hush case, like boom, money done, like a settlement. But by blowing it up, it's like actually maybe more people won't want to go to Disney World because it's like, what if my kid, I say they've got a nut allergy, and then you got a dish that's got nuts, and my kid dies.
Yeah.
So so it's actually going to make it worse for them.
It really is, yeah. And I mean, just like the numbers that I read off with how many subscribers actually equals the amount they would have to pay out.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy how low it is.
Yeah, it's worthless.
And I've seen in response to this story a lot of people cancelling their Disney Plus.
They might lose more subscribers because of the story.
You only need to.
I mean, Disney is one for controversy, though. They're full of controversy all the time. Their entire existence as a mega corp is as a result of all the controversial things and decisions.
Oh yeah,
that
absolutely.
they took, I actually want to take the conversation back a little bit because we've been talking about the ramifications of the case and all these things. How the fuck is a terms of service for two unrelated products relating to the same company able to affect?
Yeah, how's it relevant?
Yeah, how the fuck
No,
does that
it's absolutely ridiculous.
I think that's absurd.
What's in the terms and conditions, I wonder? Like, what sentiment allows them to hinge
see
on...
if I can find what exactly it said.
It's such an insane situation to... First of all, the arbitration thing is crazy, but the fact that they're able to utilize this thing from, one time he had, a Disney Plus
a free trial or something,
and then signing up to terms of service from that. It is pretty scary.
So it says, in its terms of use, it says users agree to settle any disputes with the company via arbitration. Which is also funny because arbitration. If arbitration fails, the next step is going to court. So it doesn't make any sense. Forced arbitration doesn't make any sense at all.
Is that what arbitration is in the UK and the US?
I was wondering, what is it?
Like,
Oh,
as
yeah,
in, like,
let's
because I know what that is in the UK.
Yeah,
Like,
let's double check. It's the
you can
it's
try
the
and
same
do
one.
it.
Is a formal method of dispute resolution involving a neutral third party who makes a binding decision. The third party neutral renders the decision in the form of an
That
arbitration
seems like they're not taking it
award.
to court.
It's like
Yeah, that's the
pre-court
idea.
type
It's
thing, right?
to avoid
Yeah.
court.
It's
So
legally
court.
binding on both sides and enforceable in courts.
Yeah, there you go.
Um,
It's like in the US, arbitration is also frequently employed in consumer and employment matters,
Yeah.
where arbitration may be mandated by the terms of employment or commercial contracts. I mean,
I think arbitration in general is a good thing that can take weight off.
yeah, the
Courts,
judicial system, yeah.
But forced arbitration doesn't. It seems so disingenuous.
So what Disney's
I'm
saying
curious.
with those conditions is that whatever problem you've got with us, you won't go to court against
no,
us.
that
Yeah.
you'll just do it
the-
through
that's the
arbitration.
point.
Yep.
Yeah.
They have to go to.
And part of their
one
arbitration
person.
proceedings, I think, I would assume, often includes like non-disclosure agreements and,
Mhm.
and things
I
like
imagine
that.
so,
where
It's
you
like
yeah.
get sued.
once the arbitration is done, the case is like completely
It's
shut.
quashed,
You don't
right?
talk about
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
So they've made a really stupid series of like, I mean, I just don't understand it. Right, what I want to look at is Disney Plus UK
Mm-hmm.
terms of service,
There we go.
terms of use.
Alright.
What's the terms? What's the wording?
Search for arbitration.
R.
Arr.
Arbitration.
No, there's nothing about arbitration.
How did you do that?
Dispute.
Command F.
Wow.
Sorry?
Dispute.
Nothing.
No,
No,
there's
two.
three.
Oh,
Yeah,
three.
there is three,
Oh yeah, there are.
but it's not taking me to them. Why is it not taking me to them?
Damn, they fucking hard coded this to stop it.
They don't want you to look at it.
Damn.
That is long. By the way, these terms are long. Yo, this is getting into some Mr. Robot shit.
This is not it.
Bro, this is some hacker shit right here.
There you go.
We've got it. We've got the juice.
Any dispute between you and the Walt Disney Company.
Settled by the competent court of England
So
and
this
Wales,
goes to court. It goes
unless
to court.
required by law. Unless required by law.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this goes to court. I mean, the fact that we have to do this to like be able to like search the document
That's-
on the
that's
website is
wild,
also
yeah,
like
that's-
really
that's-
shoddy like practice. It's just not user friendly. Like you should be able to look for stuff when you need to
Especially
do it. I
in
mean,
terms and conditions, it should be the easiest thing in the world to find.
Yeah,
and search.
yeah, yeah.
Thing is, like,
it's
a
a
lot
legal
of-
document.
the thing is, a sad thing is a lot of companies, corporations like this, they do this. You know, just to make
Yeah.
it. You have to read through the whole thing if you want to find it, or you need to know how to
They make
get
it hard
the thing
on
from the
purpose.
website.
Yeah,
They make it
yeah.
hard from the- they make it
No,
hard.
that's ridiculous. But yeah, doesn't have it in the UK
Wouldn't happen in the UK.
license agreement.
Yeah. Maybe
probably
they
'cause-
changed it, but I would say that the UK law is much more specific about
I would
being
think,
able to include
yeah,
something like that.
I think they probably couldn't find a way to do it legally for the UK. But in
America's
the US,
just fucked.
it's
Yeah,
pretty
it is, dude.
fucked up.
I mean, it's so wildly like pro corporation.
Yep.
Just the whole system is so pro corp. It's
Mhm.
yeah, it's crazy.
It's really fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all there is in that story. I'm sure there'll be something about it in
yeah,
a few weeks.
See how it
definitely want
develops.
to. Yeah, definitely want to keep track with that one.
Yeah,
as well.
because it probably whatever way it goes, it will be a pretty landmark case.
Yeah, I mean, a pretty wild case. I hadn't heard about this before now. I'm surprised. that I
Yeah,
haven't.
it's starting to blow up. It's getting pretty big
Yeah.
at the moment. Which is why I did the math on how many subscribers need to cancel their subscriptions, because I'm pretty sure it's got far reach enough where a lot of people have cancelled their subscription from this.
It's the outcome is significantly worse for them now that
Yeah.
this has happened. So.
Yeah,
They don't-
I think
Absolutely,
yeah,
significantly
absolutely.
worse.
If you
Yeah.
can cancel your subscription, it's the best way to
Yeah.
make your voice
Well, I don't
heard.
have a Disney Plus subscription, so I'm
me
gonna
either
keep
now.
it that way.
Never had it. I don't think they've got really good shows. I think if you want to pick a villain that's got good shows, Apple's got good original shows. This isn't promo. They've got good shows. they got better shows. Disney's just got Star Wars reboots, and do we want more of those? I don't know.
All right, should we go to the next topic?
Yeah.
Hey, it's Nico. I'm currently editing the episode. Just an update on the Disney case. So apparently Disney has actually dropped its bid to have the lawsuit tossed. So it's going to court, and we'll see what happens. Enjoy the rest of the episode.
Third topic.
I guess the next topic is mine. Right. Okay. So I have a scenario for you guys today.
Okay. I'm gonna close my eyes.
You're a 20-something, mid-20s,
Okay.
and you're a bit of a shut-in. You haven't really left the house in 5 years. You've been stuck to yourself. You have a remote job, so you're making money. It's not like you're a complete degenerate. You know, you are making money. You are quote-unquote contributing to society, but you also have crippling anxiety, and you don't really feel like going out of the house, whatever. You're just stuck in there. House is a bit of a mess, but you have your collection of things that you like. Let's say it's a hobby. You can think of this as like a otaku, like a neat type of thing where you have like a collection of anime figures. It could be like vintage clocks, whatever. It's something that you care about, basically, right? Now, over the last 6 months, you've been talking to this girl, this person, let's say, this person that you've been talking to has been interesting. It's the first time someone's really given you any attention on the internet. And you've been feeling a lot better, a little bit positive about yourself, whatever. And they've convinced you to have a date with them, go out with them. Not central London, somewhere quiet, a little bit on the suburbs. They're understanding of your situation and want to try and sort of meet with you, try and give you a reason to go out of the house. They recognize that they don't want to give you anxiety by coming over to your place or coming near your place, so it's a neutral middle ground, and they're just trying to coerce you out of the house very gently. So you agree to it, you're very happy, you're kind of nervous, you're looking forward to it, but at the same time you're just a bit like, oh, it's a really big step for me. And then you find out that the one vintage clock or anime figure that you've wanted your entire life is on eBay.
Okay. Right at that moment.
Right at that moment, the auction's supposed to end. It's getting there.
Mm.
And you bid on it, but you don't get it.
Okay.
You don't get it?
No, you don't get it.
Okay.
Then you get a message from the eBay person, and they say, if you meet me tomorrow at 7 p.m, say, and it's the same time and the same date as the same time as the date, same day as the date. If you meet me, my auction winner didn't pay. But if you meet me, I'll give it to you at half the price.
Whoa.
But you have to go meet the person and collect it.
And it's in a location that's far away from where the date would be.
It's a location that's, let's say, far away. You can't make both things.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
Which do you do? You've lived your whole life collecting this stuff. It's the biggest thing that you've done. It's the thing that's kept you peace.
My question is, how important is this person that I'm meeting for a date? How much do I know that we're going to get along? Do I feel like I need this connection, or is it just on a whim?
You've known this person for 6 months. So it's relatively recent development, but they've given you a second chance at life, really. Like, they've kind of pushed you out of your thing, and you're making positive changes to your life. You're still shut in, you're still at home, you're still stuck, but they're slowly pushing you out of your shell, and this is a really important thing to them, because they were also kind of like really saying you need to push yourself, you need to try and get yourself out there.
I mean...
And the thing is, for them, this is a big deal because they're also going out of their way to come to this place, to do this thing, and for them it's also an emotional thing because they don't know what they could expect on the other side.
And did I find out... So, I found this out the day before, though, so I'm still in time to cancel my date and not, like, be a complete
Let's say it's on the day off. Like,
yeah, because that makes it tired.
It's on the day off.
She's already on her
tricky.
way.
Yeah.
Or
Like,
something
you find
that.
out about the thing, but you've procrastinated, and now it's the day of.
Yeah.
Like, you found out the previous day that you didn't win the auction, so you were a bit sad the whole day, but then
Yeah.
you found out that you have this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I'm talking about there's, like, 2 of these things in the whole world. You're the only person who can have it, and you're getting it at, like, the best price possible. It's 5 years of your life that you spent collecting, and this is the pinnacle of your collecting journey. Or you could go meet this other person.
chance of
I'm
something
gonna be honest. You're making the
I think
anime figure thing sound pretty good. You're really bigging it up. I'm probably gonna go to the anime figure. I've got reasoning behind it though. Like, if it's like this is a super rare occurrence, there's like only a few of these in the world. The date can be rescheduled.
Agreed.
I could push it back. I can make an excuse of whatever. It's also technically, although knowing this person for a while, it is a first date. And like Nico said, there's a good chance it just won't go very well. It could be awkward. It could be,
But let's say that from the future, I'm able to tell you that this is your, like, this is the shot.
Yes, you're doing it.
This
You're
is the
doing
shot.
it. You're doing it.
This is the only time
This
this
is the
will
shot.
work.
If we
As
don't...
in, this is the shot where if you mess this up, that romance, the thing, your life becoming the life that you've always wanted to live, the idealized life, This is your one shot as that.
But it won't be my idealized life though, because I won't have the anime figure.
Anime figure, yeah.
Yeah, but that's the compromise.
I think
It's the you're throwing away 5 years of your collecting journey.
But this
the last
Exactly.
5 years that have had real negatives.
Yeah.
You have now grown a little bit, so you understand.
Yeah, I'm taking the anime figure.
But
You're just selling it to me more. What are you doing?
You're not telling that person specifically. You can't tell that person specifically, hi, I'm from the future. Like, they don't know these things you're telling me.
No.
So if I was this person, I would 1,000% pick the figure.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
A million percent. If I'm not saying me, but if I was this person and this is the life that I live and that's what matters to me, it must stem from a place of I genuinely have a distrust/dislike of most people to begin with.
I guess for me, it's you're on the precipice of something great, and like I can guarantee, as from the future, I can guarantee that this is like if you do this,
But you
you do
can't-
it. But if you don't go to it, it's gone forever.
You can't give me this information.
Someone else sits down with her. Someone
Oh.
else ends up
Are-
chatting with her,
do
and that
you-
relationship is gone.
Are you a shaman that goes and tells him this?
I'm not a
Is that
shaman.
part
I
of
am.
the-
I am a. Let's say that in
Are
this
you a therapist? Are you
scenario.
my therapist? My counselor?
No, I'm from the future. I'm not your therapist. You don't know me.
But
But there is a certain sense of trust you get from me.
So
I
you-
look vaguely like him, and there's like this like skin tone thing
mean
going
fusion.
on. I'm his child,
You're my child.
but I can't tell him that.
Oh, so you might cease to exist if I don't
Yeah.
do the thing you're telling me to
I
do.
mean, if we're gonna get
Wow.
into
But I
like,
can't tell you.
if we're going that
But
far,
you are telling me that I should go on a date.
Yes.
But you're
Because
not
I'm
saying you're
telling-
from the future.
I'm telling the person. I'm telling you, this is your chance at like everything you've always wanted. Might not think that at the moment, but you're so close to getting out of the house. You're so close to actually going there and doing this. But instead, they'll go out of the house, they'll get this figure, and that's where their life stops. You know, like that's the same. They're back to the status quo, and the status quo is what they'll be for the rest of their lives. They'll die alone, miserably, in a house full of shit.
I'm taking the anime.
Good man.
I think
Good man.
I think the thing is, it's like you don't know if it's gonna go well. He's like
Yeah.
in this scenario, obviously, this collection thing means a lot to this guy. The date, obviously, future man's telling me it's not gonna work out if you don't go on this date right now. But really, it's like a date can be rescheduled. It can be pushed back. And just putting it in like a context of like myself, I think I've cancelled on like first dates because whatever came up beforehand. It could be anything from like a friend is doing something that I'm interested in, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go do that because I've only got one chance at that.
Yeah.
We can reschedule a date where we're just gonna go for a drink. Like
Yeah.
it's
I guess the context for me in this sense, I agree with. I think that's a fine take. I think that's fine. I guess for me is like the weight of the decisions are closer than that in the sense of like this person who's romantically interested in you and you romantically interested in was pivotal in you changing your habits over the 6 months, but this figure now has come back as a sort of relapse point. Do you go for the relapse or do you try and push through?
What are your
it is?
intentions? Are you trying to change? Are you trying to get off the drug? Are you a drug addict that's trying to wean themselves off?
That's ambiguous.
Because,
I think.
like, just from personal life and experience, if that's a trajectory that you're on, then it does feel like destiny, and then you gotta do like fuck the anime figure. But it depends what trajectory this person is on. Like, it depends on the depth of it.
Yeah, I'm seeing it more as like it's a hobby thing. It's not the reason his life's pretty shit. It's just like maybe it's a little like symptom of it, but it's not the reason. And also, if this person cares about him, they know that he's into these anime figure things. That's
you could tell them to go collect it for you.
yeah. The date is now. Let's go get this anime figure.
I am afraid that if he does pick up the anime and he does reschedule the date, he might not go on a date again.
That's
it does.
what I mean.
It does happen on like.
It's the relapse
Yeah,
aspect
yeah.
of it I was talking
And it
about.
happens
I
on
can see
apps
that.
where like it's even happened to me where you chat to someone and then you plan on a date and maybe it doesn't happen and then just you
That's
don't
it.
even.
It's gone.
Yeah, because like it's so fickle these days online.
yeah.
It's just the way it is.
I would say that this person isn't super fickle, but the way I sort of envision this scenario is that like something happens where if you don't actually go on that date, that moment is gone, and you will not blossom into that relationship. You will not be able to like take that
It's like
step
a butterfly
that you were
effect.
so close to taking, because you were so close to taking the step where you left the house out of your own volition,
Sure.
out of a desire to change. to become better than where you were at. Whereas choosing the anime figure, you're choosing to relapse. And I don't think either one is. For me, I don't look at it as an ethical thing. I think both are fine. I've
got a very heartwarming resolution.
Yeah, go on.
I go and pick up the anime character, and then I go and meet up with this person, and I gift them this anime character.
Good for you.
That's very sweet. That's very sweet.
Good
Honestly.
for you. You took the degenerate answer.
I took the degenerate answer. Yeah.
I just thought about it as a way of like
well done.
catharsis, of like
because
going
then
through the
You're
thing.
giving them the most precious thing to you.
Yeah, but then I don't have it.
But it's a symbol.
Bro,
of,
if you get married, it's yours at the end. Let's be honest. If you get married, it comes back to you. You're playing the long game.
It's just a symbol of like, you know what? I am a new person, and I am open enough to try new experiences.
Like that.
This thing that I care about, I went out of my way to get it, but I'm also going out of my way to
take that step.
Let it go.
I always have a problem. So this is an aside to this scenario, right? I always have a problem. So I really like that answer, actually. I mean, I think your answer is fine too. I think being a degenerate is fine. But I think it's I always find in storytelling, I always find that, or even in real life, there are always scenarios where people present A or B options to you.
Yeah.
You know, in situations where it's like, well, we have to break up now, or we have to do this because there's no other choice. There's always another choice. What are you talking about? There's therapy, there's talking through your problems, there's finding solutions. If you both want to achieve something and you're willing to be open-minded and take a risk, it's not an A-B scenario in most cases.
People watch too many movies.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Movies love an ultimatum. You know, you've got to choose one or the other. Where it's like,
exactly.
well, it doesn't need to be one or the other. There is no
absolutely
choose
reason.
me.
Yeah.
It's every rom-com.
I can choose you and the other thing.
Yeah.
There's nothing stopping me from selecting both things. Like,
we
you
can
can be
think
greedy.
about it.
Yeah, you can think about it. You can be greedy. You can have neither. You know, you can go through a life where you actually did. Like, this guy could like choose to be like, right, I don't want that. I've realized the thing of my ways. I'm gonna like. He calls her up and is like, look. I can't do this. I'm not ready for this. I'm going to fix my life up. Take a completely different trajectory, you know, do his life up, all this stuff. There's so many different options.
Yeah.
So many different ways to interpret, not that scenario, but every scenario.
I also think it's a pretty big coincidence that these two things have fallen on the same day and time.
Oh, yeah,
I think...
It's cinema.
I think she is the one selling the figure. And this is all a test.
Oh, Stan.
Yeah.
Stan. With that scenario.
That's spicy.
Oh, man, that Nico's controlling. Oh, he's done it. He's hit the home run.
Yeah.
He's done it.
No, maybe the test is that she's selling it and she doesn't want him to. You get what I mean? Like the test.
Sure. But
If he does go and buys it and she's there, then she might shut the door in his face and be like, "You disappointed me."
well,
there was no figure to begin with.
Sure, I mean that would be a wild take in this narrative, but I like the idea of why she did it, and then she's like surprised at the outcome because she was disappointed when he like said, "Okay, I'll do it," but then he takes it from this location because she just wants to be like a figure where she's like, "I'm really disappointed in what you did" or whatever, try and teach him a lesson, but then it comes back and like it's handed back to her. That'd be pretty wild.
That would be pretty good.
That'd be pretty wild.
He thinks about it and then he's like, "You know what?
Yeah, here you go." I like that. That's the most wholesome one for me.
It's pretty wholesome.
I like the wholesome interpretation of it.
Yeah.
I do think you always with these types of like stories and people, you gotta be careful. I'm imagining if I'm this person, you gotta be so careful relapsing because like
It's tough.
It's a very fragile situation to be in because it's so easy to fall back in your comfort zone. It's so easy, but in this case, it seems like I do believe in the life pointing you in certain directions. In this story, it seems like this person's being guided in a certain direction, so they'd be a fool not to.
Yeah, but I think that's the
engage.
difficulty. But I think exactly for that reason is why it's so difficult with like relapsing and stuff, and that applies to real life with like drugs or anything, like addictions like this,
Behaviors
gambling
even,
stuff,
like anxiety
consumption. Yeah. It's very easy to fall into that trap when you feel like you've been making like step-by-step progress and you get this thing presented to you and it represents a really positive thing or what you interpret as a positive thing from the stuff you're leaving behind. But if you take it, you fall all the way back to where you were in the beginning. You know,
It's a symbolic choice.
it's a pretty symbolic choice. So, right, thanks for that. That was very pleasant.
It was a fun scenario.
a fun
Well,
scenario.
I wish this person the best.
Yeah, good luck.
I mean, wish you the best. if you're gonna pick up your anime character, if you're gonna go,
Yeah, good luck. Don't get scammed.
Thanks.
don't get scammed.
All right,
Bye
I'll
either.
see you guys.
Good luck. You could have done that.
I
Actually.
could have done that. Yeah.
All right, so that was our last topic. Thanks for joining us at Late Stage Yapitalism, and see you next time.
Peace.
Late Stage Yapitalism.